All right, so love my cup. Anyway, let's talk about the draft, and I'll give you my opinion on the draft. But remember now, opinions like assholes. Everybody's got one. Lord knows I know that's to be true by some of the dumb fucking comments some of you guys make on here. Not my fans, but the trolls that osmosis into this page. But here's my opinion on the draft for what it's worth. The draft, I was kind of on the fence about that whole deal, but this is a TV show about racing, and they changed the format up because we're here to entertain you guys. And after it all came together and the whole way it was going to work, I think it's a great fucking idea. Now, you guys see me do the video where I said, you know, Ryan and I are talking one day, and I said, you know, you're going to be trying to win a fucking team championship. I said, there's no way you would fucking pick me. He goes, well, you're my boy. I said, no, fuck that. And I did that video and said, anybody that picked me was fucking stupid and shouldn't be a captain, and I meant that. Because if you're going to win a team championship, you got to take friendship. If that's your goal, then you got to take friendship and all that. You got to build the fucking team, because you got all these other people that are relying on you as a captain to win. I mean, you guys come together as a fucking team to win. There's no better thing that proved that than how the 405 show was this year. You know, when we all came together as a fucking team and we kicked ass and did great. And like I said, this is totally my opinion, but watching the team captains and who they picked and stuff like that, to me, gave me a bunch of insight to those particular captains. And by that I mean, one, I didn't want to be picked, guys. I'm not ready to be picked. Just like what I've said before in the past, nobody has the fucking right to be here just because. I walked away from this for a fucking year or two. I came back into it. I was at all the races. We're trying to get the car dialed in. But the one time that I went to put it on in the Invitational, we raced our way in and got in, and we broke the fucking car. We broke the blower first round, and that was it. And I decided I wasn't going to do that till the car would go back to back without breaking shit. So we were at all the races, and we interacted with our fans, and we did what I felt like was what we needed to do to support the brand. But I wasn't on the show for that reason. Because why would I want to go on there and look like a fucktard? There's no fucking point in it. So this year, we still have a car that, I mean, you guys have seen the videos. We've been testing our asses off, and we've been changing stuff and breaking stuff. But last night, the car made the first, you know, fucking lick down through there, and it was a fucking beautiful pass. I know it's already all over the fucking internet. The car's beautiful, it looks beautiful, and it made a fucking killer pass. But I wanted to be in the reserves for two reasons. One, I wasn't ready to be on a team. And why would I want to get on a team and be the person that lets that fucking team down? Because believe it or not, if I'm on a team, no matter who it is, I'm going to do everything I can to support that fucking team, because that's the right thing to do. So I wasn't butthurt. I wasn't upset. I was happy, because look at it from where I'm looking at it from. I have nowhere to go but up. Now, I can do just what I've preached on here before. Everybody needs to prove themselves. Since I stepped away from this, I need to start at the bottom, and I need to prove myself all fucking over again. That's the right thing to do. I'm not owed anything because of being here from the fucking beginning and helping start all this and getting all this in motion. That doesn't give me the fucking right to just jump in there. I can, but why? That's not right. I want to be fair to myself and everybody around me. So let's talk about when the guys were picking I watched, you could see the strategy play out by who they picked. And you know, Jim Howe and I were talking before all this. And as a team captain, which I wouldn't make a good team captain by no fucking means, because I would pick the people that I probably wouldn't pick necessarily the fastest people. I would pick the people that I liked and I liked being around, and try to work with them, and all of us work together like we did in the 405 to become faster and be a good team. I wouldn't choose based strictly on the championship, but that's me. That's my character. Kai Kelly. And I know he's going to take all this fucking wrong, but listen to what the fuck I say instead of just getting all butthurt, everybody. Kai Kelly picked more like I would pick. He was loyal to his people. He didn't pick for the championship. He picked the loyalty of his people. I mean, of course he took Lizzie Musi, who's a badass racer. He took David Gates, who's still a badass racer. But the first thing he did was grab his fucking people. That's what I would have done. I would have grabbed the people that I like, that I get along well with, that I know has the potential, and then try to work together. Justin Stromson. I think that guy used every fucking bit of brain power that he should have to do what he did. Everybody said, well, he picked all blower cars. Fuck yes, he picked all blower cars. Smartest fucking thing he could do. There's 5 times of shared data. So for every car that goes down that racetrack, they have 5 passes for every pass. Super fucking smart play. All the combinations are screw blowers. Corey, Big Country, badass fucking tuner in his own right. But they picked all the cars that are similar fucking combinations to where they could share data. That's going to play huge in this deal. Because he picked the cars that had the same combination. And there was a big factor that played into this. Let's get to Ryan Martin. A huge, huge factor that played into this. Who's going to make it the whole season? Who has the ass pocket? Who has spare parts? Who can make it the entire season? Because you can be the baddest motherfucker out there, be the fastest guy out there. But if you break your car and you don't have a backup motor, you don't have a backup this or a backup that, you're screwed. And then your team loses that, and then you have to go to the reserves. So Ryan picked not only guys that were fast, not only guys with similar combinations, but he picked the guys that have the package that no matter what, they're going to be at every race. Because even if you're having trouble with your car, you go one fucking round, you still gain points. So I see the way Ryan looked at that. And then you got Disco Dean. Now Dean went through the path. He did a totally different deal. He looked at everybody's past accomplishments and who was going to be able to make it. He picked guys that may not have won a bunch of these races, but they were there in the fucking hunt every time. Bird Boys. Look how fucking close. They won one, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah, he won one, but he was always in the hunt. So Dean used a different strategy. This is my opinion only before everybody goes running you cocksuckers saying that Reaper said. This was my opinion from sitting back watching. He did it by stats. Okay, this guy's been here this long. He's made every race this long. He's went rounds every time. Because Dean's a fucking champion in himself of bracket racing and stuff. Sometimes this is a game of attrition, especially in this deal with this brutal fucking schedule. There's people, you can win every race. Ryan Martin won every fucking race. I mean, 90% of the races one time and still was in the battle for the championship because those guys kept moving forward. So I see in my opinion, I see where Dean was going. He's going over through the long haul. How many people are still going to be, close to the semis? I mean, the way...
Who's going to go rounds?
Who's going to go rounds? Yeah. Who's going to keep going rounds? Bodie. So, my boy Bodie. Bodie made a fucking decision that I know was a hard decision for him to make, that him and his son not being on the same team. But it was a smart decision because now both of them have a chance to win a championship team. It's very, very smart. I know Bodie probably better. He's one of the best friends that I have. I know that guy would ride with me but he'd go back to back with me in a gunfight tomorrow. He's one of the few people that stood up against everybody for me. And I love him. He's like a brother to me. So for him to not pick his son, which anybody that really knows Bodie well, he's all about family. Racing is secondary when it comes to his family. But he made a smart decision, him and Bodie Jr. both. They made a super smart decision. If we're both on the same team, we only have one shot. If we're on separate teams, we both have another shot. Plus, it gives Bodie Jr. a chance to stand on his own. And he's a great fucking guy. I love that fucking guy. So, that was a smart decision on their part. And Bodie stayed true to his people. He went Cali, which is how Bodie is. He picked his fastest guys from Cali, and I knew that's what Bodie was going to do. So, who else do we have? Dave. Dave and I are getting along better than we've ever gotten along. I can't say where the fuck Dave's head was. I have no fucking idea. Now, let me tell you something about Dave Comstock. Dave Comstock has figured out when you start saying rules, by the time you get to rule 4, he's already found the loophole in 1 through 3. So there was I didn't understand what Dave did. That's the only one that I was confused by. But I promise you, he had a fucking reason for doing it, because he is a very methodical guy. He's always looking for, when you're here looking at this, Dave's already come around behind you over here to try to figure out how to take the shortcut. Some people go A to B. Some people go A, B, C. Dave goes A to Z with a straight line, shortest path. So that's the only one that I can't even make an assumption of where he was at with that deal. Other than, I mean, the only thing that I can come up with is, for all intents and purposes, even though I don't see eye to eye with Kayla Morton, I never will, ever. But she is fucking fast, and her dad's a fucking great guy. I love her dad to death, but even though we don't see eye to eye, and we never will, I will give the devil her due. She's fucking fast. She can drive a car, and she's gonna be a threat. So I understood that one. And Axeman, right? Mm-hmm. Axeman, hell of a fucking driver. We know Axeman can drive a car, and he's in a car right now. That Game Changer, the only thing a Game Changer car needed was a fucking driver, and that's what it's got. Kayla did well when she drove it. So I see the theory behind that. The other people I don't even think I know. Do I? Who got Brody Melton? Big Booty Judy. Who picked him? I don't remember.
I don't know. I think Dave.
Yeah, Dave. I think it was Dave. And I may be wrong about this, so everybody don't fucking go off in your down the goddamn rabbit hole behind it. But that guy's went fucking fast and done good. Yeah. Cars kind of got buck wild on him a few times, but I mean, I will say, he crashed a car one time. I think he was right fucking back. So
he launched it off the end of the racetrack in a field.
Yeah. So, I don't understand the whole reasoning behind Dave's. I see part of it, but I promise you, Dave had that shit figured out 9 ways from Sunday at the same time he's trying to win that vote. So, in my opinion, the team captains, the way they laid out.
Sean, he just picked fast people.
Sean. No.
Lutz, he picked first, who's
stupid
fast.
Well, here's the thing. He picked who I feel like is one of the fastest guys out here, is Jeff Lutz. Mm-hmm. I know what Jeff's car runs, and Jeff's pretty damn consistent. Jeffrey has come, I've known Jeff Lutz since 2012, and they're going to do whatever it takes to fucking be here, and Jeff is a fucking threat and will always be a threat. So, he pulled loyalty, and Sean used a combination of both. So he got Jeff Lutz. Who else did?
I think he's got Brandon James.
Oh, that was a smart fucking move, actually.
That was.
Sean pulled Jeff in right off the bat because, one, that's his boy. He's fast. Jeff Lutz checks all the boxes. He really, truly does. And you have somebody that, if you're in a fucking bind and you break something, you got a guy that will get down in the fucking dirt with you. Great fucking call. I would have thought Jeff would have went. Somebody would have grabbed him before. Because when did Sean? I don't even.
I don't know.
I don't remember the order. So, and then Brandon James. I mean, that was a fucking smart call. Because Brandon James is fucking fast. He's consistently fast. He's made every show. Who else did he have? I should have did this video yesterday when it was all fresh on my head. But, I mean, you could see that the way the team captains...
Manny. Sean picked Manny.
Manny Alvarez. One, Sean likes Manny Alvarez. We're all friends. Two, Manny Alvarez is fucking fast and only going to get faster. And he's got the dedication to be there. That was a smart fucking call. And a lot of those judgment calls were made that day during testing, which was another thing that there was people that were chose based on those passes they made that day. Not what, some of them from in the past, but there was a lot of decisions. There was a lot of people that came up out of there just because of that pass they made that day. Damon. Whose team did Damon go on? Bodie's. So Damon was a wild card that I don't think people realize how fucking fast he is, how dedicated he is, and that boy can drive a fucking car. So Bodie made a fucking smart choice snatching him up. Like I said, there was a lot of factors that played into that. And I found it really fucking interesting and gave some insight because most of those team captains are fucking friends of mine. I mean, Dean Carnes, when we first started this deal, I told Dean goes, how do I get on that invite list? I said, you come race your way in every fucking time and you be here every time. And he did. And now look, Dean's one of the stars of this show. Mike Murillo, same deal. When we first started this deal, I told Mike Murillo, nobody wants you here. But if you get up here and you fucking... and you just race your way in and you're a fucking threat every time, you're going to get in. Mike Murillo's one of the stars of the show. So, it was, to me, it was interesting because, believe it or not, I'm a people watcher. That's why I get so amused at some of the retarded comments that come across this page, because I just sit there and think, bless your heart, dude. But watching those guys, the way they picked and how they picked, everybody had a different strategy and everybody had a different mindset going into that on who they wanted, who they were going to pick. And I thought it was pretty fucking cool, actually.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, being friends with most of them out there, it was, some of them kind of, I knew Dean would be a stats guy. He's going to look at the long fucking picture over the course from when it started to when it stopped. He's methodical like that. Ryan, I knew how Ryan was going to pick. Ryan's going to pick the fast fucking guys and people that he knows is, if they break, they're going to have the shit right there to fix it. So it was really fucking interesting, to be honest with you. It was super interesting watching that go down.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be, you know, this was a test format, but I think this format's going to stick. As for me, I'm going to concentrate on making my car go fast. Right now, guys, as dumb as this sounds, I have no fucking pressure on me. I have no pressure. I don't have to be, I don't want to be the guy to fuck my team over and push the car past the fucking limit where it needed to be, or take a fucking chance and put the wrong fucking tune-up in it, just like yesterday. This camp was calm, cool. We didn't get excited. There was no fucking rushing. We were checking our boxes on our list as we went. We went up there, we made the hit, the car stuck the tire, went to the right, we came back and told Brian, put a fucking tune-up in it, and he goes, well, I'm thinking about, I said, no, just put the fucking tune-up in it. You do your job. You put the tune-up that you think, I'm not validating jack shit. Put the one in you think's gonna go down the racetrack. Boom, turn the button loose and it went. Now we did touch off on the rev limiter, but we know why, because the way we were shifting the car. So today we go into, and that's the other cool thing, I can race in futures, and I can race an Outlaw Big Tire. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to race in both of them. I'm going to treat every fucking one of these as a test session. That we're trying to get the car faster. We're testing in the fucking conditions that we're going to race in every time. And my plan is, I'm not worried about getting on a team. I'm just trying to figure out right now who the fuck's fixing to not be on a team. That's it. There's some that, and which team would I like to be a part of? I'm not worried about getting on a team, guys. When my car's right, I'll prove it to everybody, and every team captain's going to be watching.
And you had to remind a couple of them no.
Huh?
At the end, the other night, you had to remind them, no, don't pick them. Don't pick them.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there was, and I don't know what their thought process was. There were people hollering, Reaper, 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 and I'm turning to the crowd going, no, no. And they all seen me doing that. I'm not ready. If I'm not ready, I'm not going to go on a team and fuck everybody else over because my shit's not right. Because I am a real fucking racer.
That's like somebody else said yesterday, I don't want to be the guy that gets kicked off. I want to be the guy to replace the guy that gets kicked off.
That's the other thing.
So,
I have nowhere to go but up, guys.
that's right.
There's nothing. If I step on my dick right now, all I do is learn from it. If I went on a team, didn't have my shit right, if I said, hey, Ryan, brother, come on. There's no doubt in my mind Ryan would have done it. Why would I do that? One, his friendship wouldn't mean nothing to me if I did that. Or Sean, or Dean, or Mike Morello, or any of those guys that I really fucking like and get along well with. It wouldn't have been right. That's why I did that video way before this draft came out. When I go on a team, and it's going to happen, somebody is going to come off of one of those teams, if it's the right fucking team, because it's got to be the right team for me too. So, somebody's not going to have their position. One way or the other. Once we have all our ducks in a row, all the boxes are checked, the car has made multiple passes, it's consistent, our team's together, then somebody's going to come off of a fucking team and we're going to be on it. But until we're ready, there's no point in it. All right, guys, that's my opinion for what it's worth. If you made it through the whole video, congratulations. You have your attention span is longer than a gnat. So,
And you're completely informed.
and you're completely informed on Reaper's opinion of the day. That's how I seen that went down. And actually, guys, I'm starting to come around to their way of thinking about how this is going to be good, how it's going to take NPK to a different level. There's going to be drama there, but the other thing is this kind of drama here is racing drama, which is what I fucking love. You guys love drama. You say, oh, I don't like watching. Fuck if you don't. You guys all love the fucking drama. But this is going to bring racing drama. There's going to be teams battling it out. There's going to be dissension among these guys because you got all these different people from different teams from the past. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I've seen a lot of. I think that the team captains that were chose were the right people to choose. I truly do, and I'm going to sit back and watch and see how, in my opinion, how they chose, how it works out. There's some people in there. I already know everybody's already making their assumptions who's going to win and who's not going to win. I'll be honest with you. Anybody that makes a prediction right now on who's going to win this championship, you're just blowing smoke up your own ass. Because there is absolutely no telling. It depends on if the strategy of the team captain starts to play out the way. If their strategy is what I think it is, we're going to know in the next 3 or 4 races if those strategies are working out. And it's going to be really interesting to watch. I'm out.